Hey there, recruit, and welcome back to another public service announcement from Rebel Squadron. First off, I'd like to say, even if you hate my channel, this information affects everybody across the board. Every single content creator and down to the subscribers are affected by this analytics data. I'm going to try and keep this as clear and concise as possible because there's going to be a lot of information and it's probably going to get a bit confusing. But hang in there. If you need to pause it, catch up on the information and whatnot, whatever you got to do to make sense of it. It's very confusing stuff, and it's taken me a year and a half of intensive channel building to get a full grasp of it myself. So let's get started. So I'd like to go ahead and start off with some basic information regarding YouTube user data. According to backlinko.com, YouTube currently has 2 billion active users. That is a lot of people there, folks, considering that there is approximately 8 billion people on the planet. I mean, that's 25% of the world's population. That's pretty mind-blowing if you ask me. Let's go and break it down a little bit more there. According to the monthly active users data, YouTube does in fact have over 2 billion active users every month. We can break it down a little bit more there. According to the daily active user data, YouTube has more than 122 million active users every day. That is a lot of people, folks, and that's a lot of clicking. These are numbers that you need to keep in mind as we're going through this video. I'd like to explain really quick the reasons for this video. I'm primarily a gaming and entertainment channel. This is not this type of stuff I normally do. However, circumstances have put me in a position where, well, I don't really have a choice. I've got to put this information out there. Let me explain why. So it has become apparent over the recent months that for quite some time now, my channel has experienced some sporadic shadow banning type situation. Don't have an explanation why. Like I said, I'm a gaming and entertainment channel. I don't put out, what you might consider controversial stuff. I don't do politics and whatnot. This is about, getting back to the heart of gaming, having fun, building a community and stuff like that. You wouldn't think it would be controversial. Yet for some strange reason, well, as I'm about to prove in this video, YouTube is in fact throttling the channel. Some sort of shadow ban on their part, and I don't have any explanation as to why. Yeah, this is not what I planned. The channel was never meant to be about stuff like this, but here we are. First and foremost, like I said, we're going to be getting into some complex information here. I want to give you a little bit of my background. I used to be a combat engineer, which, as you might understand, requires a high attention to detail. We're talking about explosives and whatnot. Yeah, you want to make sure you're paying attention to what you're doing. Otherwise, you're not going to have a good day. Let's just leave it at that. I'm also sonar tech, and by training and profession, very high tech, complex, advanced electronics. And so, yeah, my primary job was troubleshooting and maintenance and whatnot. So I'm a professionally trained and experienced when it comes to troubleshooting complex issues. And then last but not least, I'm also a certified biologist, having worked in the fields of biology and medicine. Once again, high attention to detail, and people's lives were literally in my hands. Also in the military. So yeah, this is what I was trained for. This is my profession. This is what I do, folks. Troubleshooting, analyzing, processing data, making sense of it. It is my bread and butter. So those are my credentials for this video. In case you had any doubts, let's continue. So the first point I want to make about this video and the previous video, I am not out to destroy YouTube. I love what I do. I love this channel. I love making videos. I love making content. I do not want to see the platform destroyed. I want to see the platform improved. I want to see the community bring about positive and meaningful change. I want to end the lies and manipulations that go on behind the scenes. If you're not sure what I'm talking about, keep watching, and I'm about to show you. To wrap this part up, folks, I'm winding up this sling as hard as I can. Just getting this thing going. But here's the thing. Here's the thing, recruits. You are the stone. It is up to you guys to understand this information and to share it with as many people as you can. Not just for the sake of Rebel Squadron, but for the sake of the entire community. Every single channel, every single subscriber is impacted by this, and it is detrimental to everybody across the board. If you don't believe me, just ask Josiah's Rises. Okay, so let's go ahead and get on into the meat and potatoes. Pretty much where the beginning of this video actually began was with an email conversation with YouTube Google. Now, you may or may not be surprised that YouTube and Google essentially function as the same entity at this point. Let me share something with you. During an email conversation with YouTube Google support, I pointed something out here. Pointed out the fact that I had active viewers in my live chat, and yet they were not appearing in the live studios analytics. And I was reaching out, trying to get information, trying to understand what was going on. Did not make any sense. I also was reaching out to them regarding shorts videos. Some of my videos have done quite well, especially considering the size of my channel at this point. While other shorts videos, they went flat. I mean, there was literally no activity, almost. One of them, I got like 2 views. I'll get into the details here in a minute, so you understand where I'm going with this. This is where this conversation started and how we ended up here today. So in the response from one Albert with the Google YouTube team, this is what he had to say. Checked, and it looks like the concurrent viewers during the live stream were counted in the analytics. Now, I'd like to clarify with the caveat. He is referring to the post live stream analytics, not the live analytics during the live stream. No, this is after the live stream was concluded, and YouTube decided to add these viewers to the analytics after the fact. Now, if you don't understand why that's a problem, here's the deal. You're putting a live stream out there, and well, in order to get the exposure, the people that are interacting with the live stream, they're active in the live chat, they're actually counted as viewers for the stream. That gets added into the algorithm. The more activity there is, the more your live stream gets pushed into the algorithm and into a bigger, broader audience. So if you have viewers that are not being counted in the live analytics, that is hurting your channel. That is hurting live stream. And by extension, it is hurting the community, because the community that enjoys that channel, the channel is not getting the support that it deserves, that it should be getting. And that hurts everybody. It's not just small channels, it is big channels. And big channels, they might be successful enough, big enough where a little itty bitty little bit of, analytical malarkey is not really hurting them. They don't even notice it. I would like to clarify that as well. Most of these channels, a lot of these channels, they're big, they're huge. They probably haven't noticed this because they got so much data flowing through their analytics that it just doesn't register. They're too big to be able to see it. It's not because I'm smarter than these guys, because I'm in a unique situation to be able to see what's going on. My channel is big enough where it should be performing at a certain level, but it's also small enough where these discrepancies are noticeable. And I can actually follow the trail and analyze what is going on in the analytics. So yeah, I'm just in a unique position to be able to catch this. This is why I need your guys' help. I need you guys to be the stone to get this information out there, not only for the sake of Rebel Squadron, but for the sake of the entire YouTube community. Let's continue. So he's talking about concurrent viewers in the analytics post live stream. No worries, as I didn't find any issues here. It's working as intended. Take that to heart there, folks. Google YouTube has openly admitted in email that this is how they function, modus operandi as intended. This is by design. This is by design. They manipulate your analytics live during a live stream in real time. And they don't fix it until after the fact. This makes no sense. All this is automated. It is humanly impossible to have a live human being watching every single stream in order to verify analytics. This hurts everybody, not just me, especially smaller channels, but trust me, it hurts everybody across the board, no matter how big your channel is. This is why everybody needs to be paying attention, and why the YouTube community at large can come together in order to bring about positive and meaningful change. Now, as expected, it includes a link regarding YouTube analytics, which when you click on it, takes you to the official YouTube Help Operations Guide regarding YouTube analytics data. This information is 100% useless in regards to this question. And this is what they do. They smoke and mirror you. They confuse the issue so you get distracted and forget exactly what it is that you're trying to get, information you're actually trying to get. They make you think that, oh, well, this is what the information I was looking for, when in reality, it's not even close, folks. It was completely useless information on their part. Let's continue. So he goes on to discuss my shorts videos. Now, he includes a link for short speed information, which I will come back to, but I will go discuss this part real quick. He did include a screenshot for one of my live streams regarding this exact situation with the live stream viewer analytics. I'll get to it here in just a second. And to put a finer point on this conversation, Here's another part of the email conversation regarding echo from the Google YouTube support team. To verify that views are real, we may temporarily slow down, freeze, or adjust the view count, as well as discard low quality playbacks. Now, I don't know about you, but that just sounds janky as all get out. First of all, what does it matter if it's low quality playback? If somebody has a poor internet connection, but they want to watch their favorite content creator, their favorite YouTube channel, who is YouTube to say, well, your connection's not good enough, your playback quality is not good enough? So even though you're watching your favorite channel because you're a dedicated subscriber, a dedicated fan, guess what? You don't count. Why? Because your internet connection isn't good enough. Who is YouTube to say that? And I'm sure they got their excuses because they have an excuse for everything. Let me tell you. You know what? Personally, I'm fed up with excuses. I get excuses left and right from all these companies dealing with like Adobe, After Effects, Premiere Pro, and all that stuff. And I mean, it's just, oh my Lord, it's just across the board, folks. All these big companies, they've always got their excuses, and we have to say enough is enough. No more excuses. Point being, though, they make no bones about it. They openly admit that they will manipulate your data until they get the desired outcome that they are looking for. That is the takeaway here, folks. Okay, so let's start off with the live stream analytics. Now, I have a screenshot here with one recruit Zem191, and as you can see, he is in the live chat. However, this is a screenshot of my actual Streamlabs software during the live stream. As you can see, he is in the live chat. If you look up above in the top left corner where it says viewers, 0 viewers. This was taken when he was in the live chat. He was hanging out for virtually the entire stream. As you can see, boom. He's not being counted in the live viewership. But wait, there's more. Here is the screenshot of my live stream at that time. As you can see, I responded to his live chat. Hey. Dab. At this point, there was 0 accounting of him being an active viewer on the live stream. And this continues for the entirety of the live stream. Every single time Recruit Zem is hanging out in my live chat, YouTube Analytics fails to recognize him as an active viewer. And YouTube refuses to give me an explanation as to why, other than they process the analytical information and update it after the live stream is over. Let's continue. Let me show you here. So this is the screenshot that Albert included from Team Google YouTuber. So as you can see, after the live stream is over, and we're talking like days after the fact at this point. Oh look, Recruit Zem is finally included in the analytical data. However, it's too late to benefit the live stream itself. So you have to wonder, how many people are actively watching your live streams or the live stream of your favorite content creator, and they're not being included in the analytical data? You got to understand, this has a very big negative impact on channels across the board. Channels big enough, they're not going to notice it as much because they've got so much activity that they're able to compensate for this manipulation of analytics. However, especially for smaller channels, this has a massive impact, and it's not right. It doesn't matter how small, it doesn't matter how big, it is not right. It is detrimental to everybody across the board. Let me show you another one here. So this is later on towards the end of the stream. As you can see, Recruit Zem has been quite active in the live chat at this point. However, if you look at the actual live analytics during the live stream screenshot that I took, once again, he's not showing up at all. There's 0 record of him during the live stream. Make no mistake, this is the information that's going into the algorithms that's getting pushed out into the YouTube platform in general. This is not right. This is simply not right. This is not how it should work, and is detrimental to channels across the board. A lot of people have complained on YouTube regarding analytics and whatnot, and I am simply trying to provide hard evidence that you are not imagining things. This is actually happening, and YouTube is, not only are they fully aware of it, but this is functioning as they intend it to function. Okay, so getting back to the email really quick, he included a link regarding the lack of shorts feed analytical data for my shorts video that is in question here. He included a link to the impressions analytic page for my studio. They have backdoor access to your studio information. Here's this is what I'm talking about, bait and switch. This is a perfect example. that I can give you. They include the link to the video impressions analytical page. But here's the deal. This is showing 90 impressions for the shorts. If you don't know, an impression is when a thumbnail pops up on your screen and you actually see it there on your screen. However, you have to click on that in order to get to the video. An impression only means that somebody has seen your thumbnail. That's it. And here's the caveat regarding the link that he provided. It's only for overall impressions. It does not specify where that impression came from. Clarify. You click on the actual traffic source. This is not the link that he sent me. He sent me the link for the video impressions. The traffic source is right next to it. Click on that. It does show overall impressions at 90. However, it breaks it down by how that person found your video. Now, if you look closely, Shorts feed does in fact show up on this chart, and it is showing 254 views. However, you gotta keep in mind, impressions and views are two completely different things. Impression is when the thumbnail pops up on the screen. View is when you click on that thumbnail and actually watch the video. Here's a curious thing. You look at the impressions on Shorts feed, it has a dash. It does not have a 0, it has a dash, meaning they do not provide that analytical information. It also goes for the impressions click-through rate. As far as the Shorts feed go, very bare bones. It only gives you the views, the watch time hours, and the average view duration. So as far as impressions go, the number of impressions is completely meaningless because it does not share actual number of impressions for the Shorts feed itself. While there were 254 views from the Shorts feed itself, there's 0 impressions data. It's just not there as far as the Shorts feed goes. However, it does show that even though it's showing a dash for the impressions, there was activity. The point being, he was focused on the overall impressions of 90, which means nothing because it does not include the Shorts feed impressions. The link that he provided was 1% useless, and it meant absolutely nothing. Now this was actually a pretty lengthy email conversation. It finally got to the point where I was like, enough of the nonsense and enough of the smoke and mirrors. Because when I originally had this conversation, there was 0 Shorts feed data at all. Just so you think that this wasn't some sort of fluke, I have additional information to share to prove that this is not like a one-time thing or some sort of fluke. My question was, why was there no Shorts feed data at all? Instead of providing a clear answer, they straight up stopped talking to me altogether. They refused to answer the question. Let's continue to the analytical data for another Shorts video. This one was nobody told me it was that kind of game for Call of Cthulhu. As you can see here, there are 116 overall impressions, 12 total views, and if you look, there is in fact Shorts feed analytical data on there, and guess what? There's only 1 view from the Shorts feed. However, it does not give you the number of impressions or the click-through rate. Click-through rate is the number of times somebody saw the thumbnail and then clicked on it to watch the video. They have impressions, click-through rate, and then views. 1 view on this one. As far as the impressions and click-through rate goes, still dash. Not even a 0. It's not even a 0. 0 means there's data 0 of 0. Dash means it could literally be anything. As far as impressions go, could have been a single impression. It could have been 100 impressions. It could have been 1,000,000 impressions. I have no idea because YouTube refuses to share that information. Now, the point of this screenshot is to show that even if there's only a single view, if there is 0 views, it will still show up. If you look at a direct or unknown, 0 views. 0 views has a dash mark for impressions and the click-through rate. Also, since there are 0 views, there's no data for the average view duration, hence not a 0, but dash mark. Watch time hours, naturally 0. So the direct or unknown data proves my point. If Shorts feed has 0 views, it should still show up under my analytical data if it's being shown in the Shorts feed system. The information should be there regardless of how small or non-existent it is. And that is the question that I put to the YouTube Google support, the question that they failed to answer or simply refused to answer. And this is why this is a problem. If you look at the reach tab for analytical data, as you can see, YouTube search constitutes 75% of the traffic source data. Browse features 8.3, channel pages 8.3. It gives a fairly extensive breakdown of this analytical data. So the question being, where's my Shorts feed data? This represents proof of concept of what I'm trying to say here. Let's go ahead and move on to the next Shorts video analytical data, or my first shift on the clock at 5 Nights at Freddy's. So as you can see here, the Shorts feed is at the top of the list with 508 out of 532 views. For my channel, 532 views, that's like That's moderately successful. That's about the average for my typical shorts video. Yeah, there it is. The shorts feed is front and center. My videos are formatted correctly. I have a very specific methodology that ensures that the shorts videos are meeting the required parameters. There's no doubt these videos are all within the requirements to qualify as shorts. So the only reason for them to not be showing up in the shorts feed system is if YouTube is not allowing them to. Here's we get to the heart of the issue here. So for this next video, interview with a cupcake at Five Nights at Freddy's, this video was straight up shadow banned pretty much at this point. So as you can see from this screenshot here, 29 views total. Now keep in mind, my wildly successful shorts videos do anywhere from 1,000 to 3,000 views. My moderately successful ones, roughly 400 to 500 views. Even the less successful ones still do at least a couple hundred views. So when I get a video doing a whopping 29 views, something's not right. This is an example of what I'm talking about here. If we take a look at this image, I notice there's quite a few different traffic sources in the analytical data. However, shorts feed is not one of them. Now, the conversation with Albert over at YouTube Google, he tried to reassure me that my videos were all in the shorts system. But here's the caveat with that. My video is being shown to people through the shorts system. Guess what's going to happen? There's going to be shorts feed analytical data on my studio screen. Regardless of the number of views, it could have 0 views and it's still going to show up. It's not about the views, it's about the impressions. If my shorts videos are being put through the shorts system, the shorts feed data is going to be here. It's going to show up no matter how small it is. However, it's not here. All of the exposure for this video was through multiple other sources. There was absolutely no exposure through the shorts feed system. When I inquired about this, they gave me the song and dance, tried to misdirect me, and tried to cover up the fact that this particular shorts video was shadow banned, and I have absolutely no idea why. Interview with a cupcake. It's literally what it sounds like. Playing Five Nights at Freddy's. I got this giant cupcake on my screen, and I'm sitting here like actually, interviewing, talking to the cupcake. That's all it is. Why would this be shadow banned? Why would this kind of video be shadow banned? Can you please explain that to me? Because I don't understand. This is why this is a problem. It's not just for me. It's for content creators across the board. By extension, it impacts their communities. The content creator suffers and the subscribers suffer right along with them because their favorite content creators are not getting the support they have earned. But let's continue. So we're going to be moving on to this next shorts video called Demented Bugs Bunny Stalks Rebel Squadron in Five Nights at Freddy's. Now, if you take a look at this analytical data or the reach tab, it's worse than ever. So if you notice from previous analytics, and I will touch on this a little bit more in a minute, several sources, multiple sources. The more successful the video is, the more sources there are for that video. In this case, I've got a whopping total of 3 views on this video. 3. And if you see, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 whole traffic sources for this video, and none of them are the shorts feed. So while YouTube is trying to tell me that my shorts feed is in fact part of the shorts feed system, my analytics tells a very different story. Keep something in mind, folks. Certified biologist with research experience. This is statistically impossible. And that's besides the fact that the analytic data itself tells a very different story. And it proves the lie to what they were trying to tell me. This video was not included in the shorts feed system. It qualifies as a short. It follows all of the vertical requirements, the time limit, everything. There's nothing janky about this video. There's no known reason as to why this video should not be in the shorts feed system. If it was in the system at all, it could, if it had 1,000 impressions, if it had 1,000,000 impressions and literally nobody watched it, it would still show up in this screen. And it's not there, period. End of story. And not only that, there's only 4 sources. This video has been throttled. It has been shadow banned, with prejudice. And I have no idea why. I can't explain it because YouTube isn't talking. YouTube is not telling. And it's not just happening to me, folks. It's happening to content creators across the entire community. Let me show you the other end of the spectrum here. What we have here is a screenshot for the overview for Rebel Squadron faces off against the Jack in the Box at Five Nights at Freddy's. As you can see here, 2.9K in views, 25 plus subscribers off of this one video alone. So you cannot tell me that my channel sucks. You cannot tell me that my content sucks. You cannot tell me that I only got 3 views on my video because the video sucks. Because this image tells a very different story. Folks, not everybody's gonna like my channel, and I get that. Everybody's got their different interests and whatnot. Yes, I get it. Not every video is gonna be viral. But guess what, folks? There's no way. It is statistically impossible. My videos are getting 2 or 3 views, especially when the analytical data is telling me that they're not being put into the shorts feed system at all. Let me show you the next screen. Boom. As you can see here, yeah, we got the shorts feed, top of the pile there. 2,757 views, which is included in the 2,909 views total. Now, I want to point something out here real quick. If you take a look at the impressions, total overall impressions is sitting at 3,971. If you take a look at the entire list, that is a pretty sizable list of traffic sources. That is how each video should look. There shouldn't be 4 traffic sources. There should be multiple sources. This right here, folks, is evidence of shadow banning. Do you understand? This is what it should look like. That previous video with 3 views, this is evidence that video was in fact shadow banned. Let's add up these numbers real quick. So let's see what we got here. We got suggested videos at 3,843 plus 70 plus 1 plus 33 plus 15 plus 9. Now that does not include shorts feed impressions because YouTube does not give us that information. Let me show you here. So I added up those numbers. 3,843 plus 70 plus 1 plus 33 plus 15 plus 9 gives you 3,971, which is the total overall impressions included in this analytical data, except for the shorts feeds. So when Albert sent me that link saying, hey, your video is getting impressions, that was a misdirect and it was 100% intentional. He's trying to mollify me. Oh, wait, look, my video is getting impressions. I understand analytics better than probably the average content creator. Why? Because this is what I do. This is I'm a pro at this, folks. Do you understand that? I am a pro when it comes to troubleshooting and data analysis. Now, there are a lot of guys out there. You got the Hacksmith and whatnot. And yeah, these are smart guys. They're highly educated, but guess what? Their channels are so big. It is impossible for them to catch this stuff because their channels are too big. This malarkey, these shenanigans, they get lost in the data because there's no way for them to spot it, let alone sift it out. My channel's small enough, it jumps out at me. As clear as day, like a red flag being waved in front of an angry bull. And yes, that makes me the angry bull. It's the only reason I was able to catch this, folks. I've got the background like some of these guys do. At the same time, my channel's small enough that made it possible for me to catch this. Like I said, it's not because I'm smarter than everybody else. No, it's because I'm in a unique position to be able to catch this stuff. You can take, folks, you can take this information, you can take this video, you can take it to the bank. This is 100% factual. It is 100% the truth about what is going on with YouTube analytics and channels across the board. Let me go ahead and give you a little bit clearer visual representation really quick. This is a direct visual comparison between Demented Bunny and the Jack in the Box. So as you can see here with Demented Bugs Bunny or total traffic sources. Whereas Jack in the Box, I mean, look at that. Look at that. I mean, it practically runs out of room. There's so many traffic sources. 3 whole views versus 2,909. Shorts feed, top of the pile with Jack in the Box. Bugs Bunny, Demented Bugs Bunny, shorts feed doesn't even exist as analytical data. Folks, if you're looking for hard evidence that YouTube shadow bans and throttles channels, for whatever reason, I cannot explain why they're doing this to Rebel Squadron. Like I said, I'm a gaming and entertainment channel. Why they're targeting me, I don't have a clue. YouTube does not talk about YouTube. They're not a transparent company. I can't explain it to you. Your guess is as good as mine. If you're looking for hard evidence that YouTube does this stuff, look no further because you got it right here. This is hard evidence. YouTube shadow bans and throttles channels inexplicably without reason, and they will lie to your face and manipulate you into thinking that you're imagining things. I'm not imagining things. The numbers don't lie. Doesn't matter how much they manipulate the data itself doesn't lie. Even when they fudge the numbers, you can glean the truth from that bad data if you know what to look for. With my professional background, I know what to look for, and you can take this to the bank, folks. This is the evidence that you're looking for. So at this point, what it boils down to is that there are absolutely no impressions or click-through rate or shorts feed on some of my shorts videos, proving that YouTube is throttling and shadow banning my channel willy-nilly in whatever way, shape, or form they decide to. And for whatever reasons, I have no idea. It is incredibly easy for YouTube to hide and manipulate this analytical data, especially if you have a larger channel where that manipulation is going to get lost in the crowd of your data. If you have a bigger channel, you got a lot more data coming through, and it's very, very easy for them to cover it up. Channels my size, it jumps out like a red flag. And yeah, truly, it is well, let's just say it's ticked off this raging bull here. Yeah, there's a blatant lack of discrepancy from YouTube. And this is a very serious issue, not just for Rebel Squadron. Rebel Squadron needs your help here, folks. I love my channel. I've been busting my home for the last year and a half for this channel, for the community, trying to build it up, trying to do something with it. YouTube, this is what YouTube is doing. People have asked multiple times, why isn't your channel bigger? Well, folks, we finally know why. We finally have the answers. And it's not just Rebel Squadron. It is the YouTube community across the board. I can guarantee you that much right here, right now. You can take that to the bank. Here's what I need from you. I need your support, folks. Not just for the sake of Rebel Squadron, for the sake of the YouTube community at large. Because believe me, this will only get worse if we do not stand together, come together as a community, and take a stand and force YouTube to take a step back and reevaluate how they treat the community. I want YouTube to fail. I love my channel. I want to keep growing it. I want to do something big with it. Can't do that if YouTube gets destroyed. No. I want to bring about meaningful and positive change, and I cannot do that alone. I need your guys' help. I need you guys, the entire YouTube community, to be the stone for this sling. I'm winding it up right now. This is the sling just in like woo, 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 woo. I need you guys to be the stone in that sling. I released it. Will you be that stone? That's the question. Without your help, Rebel Squadron will not survive. Doesn't matter how much you like or hate my channel. This will impact everybody in the long run. It's already impacting everybody now. If you don't believe me, just look at Josiah's Rises. 100,000 subscribers, and they demonetize him like that. This is the type of thing they're doing to literally everybody. Even PewDiePie's not immune. You don't believe me. Now, PewDiePie's big enough, it doesn't affect him that much. He's made his money. Even if they shut his channel down today, he'd be fine for the rest of his life. For channels like mine, and there's a lot of us, make no mistake. This is a death sentence for the channel. Make no mistake, they will come for you. No matter how big you are, sooner or later, they will come for you. They're already doing this to you now. I can guarantee it. I need your help. I need your help. I need you to make this information viral. To share it across the entire YouTube community before YouTube. I fully expect YouTube to hit this video at some point, to hit this channel hard at some point. They're already messing on my channel, and they're not hiding it. In one of the final responses in that email conversation, I was like, "Hey, stop! Tell me the truth. Why are you refusing to answer the simple question about short speed analytics?" Next thing I know, I lost 8 subscribers over a month. And for a channel my size, that's huge. That is huge. That is a high percentage. One that I cannot afford to have. They will keep doing this to me. And they will do it to other channels as well. Yeah. Need your help, folks. Not just for my sake, for the sake of the YouTube community at large. I'm asking you. Share this information far and wide before YouTube takes it down. Because if they get wind of this and they decide it's credible, they will hit the channel. No doubt about that. They've done it for lesser reasons to other channels bigger than mine. So, yeah, the future of Rebel Squadron is in your hands. And the general, state of the community is in your hands. And make no mistake, folks, YouTube cannot survive without us, the content creators. The question is, how much are you willing to fight, not only for your channel, but for your neighbor's channel? The community's there. That is the question that you need to ask yourself today. Yeah, with that, I thank you for watching. I thank you for sharing your time with me. And hopefully this made sense. It's a lot of information. I did the best I could. If you got questions, leave a comment down below and whatnot. If anything's confusing, I will do my best to clarify it. If I missed anything, I will do my best to provide additional information and whatnot. So yeah, hope you have a fantastic day. And with your help, we can bring about meaningful and positive change to the platform at large and to the community. So yeah, good doggy. See you in the Cantina, recruit. It's the Rebel Squadron out. Hopefully not for the last time.
Can't stop the signal now.